Earth is our cradle, a small, blue world drifting through a vast and silent universe. As far as we know, it is the only place where life has taken hold, evolved, and learned to ask questions about its own existence. But one question refuses to fade with time. Are we truly alone? For centuries, humans have gazed at the night sky and wondered whether something else might be gazing back. Ancient civilizations carved stories of beings descending from the heavens. Modern societies replace myths with machines, yet the curiosity remains unchanged. Could intelligent life exist beyond our planet? And more unsettling still, could it have already reached us? Reports of strange objects in the sky have become a regular feature of modern history. In the United States alone, thousands of people every year claim to witness aerial phenomena that defy conventional explanation. These sightings are often described as fast-moving lights, massive silent shapes, or structured craft performing impossible maneuvers. Many witnesses insist they are not mistaken, not confused, and not seeking attention. They describe experiences that altered their understanding of reality. Scientists and military officials argue that most of these incidents can be explained through known causes: experimental aircraft, atmospheric effects, optical illusions, or space debris. And indeed, many cases do find rational explanations when examined closely. Yet a fraction remain unresolved, leaving behind unanswered questions that fuel debate and speculation. Some witnesses describe objects so large they appear to span miles, moving without sound, hovering effortlessly, or vanishing without acceleration. Such accounts challenge what we know about human technology and physics. Skeptics counter that human perception is unreliable, especially at night. Distance, speed, and size are notoriously difficult to judge against an empty sky. Still, for those who claim to have seen something extraordinary, doubt feels like an insult. Beyond sightings, some individuals report encounters far more personal. They claim to have been taken against their will by non-human beings, examined, experimented on, and returned with fragmented memories and lasting psychological effects. These stories are often dismissed as dreams, hallucinations, or stress-related phenomena, but the consistency across cultures and decades keeps the discussion alive. Why do these stories follow similar patterns? Why do the descriptions feel familiar, even when the witnesses have never met? Psychologists suggest the influence of popular media, arguing that our brains borrow imagery from films, television, and books. When faced with fear or confusion, the mind fills in the blanks using cultural symbols. Others argue the opposite, that popular culture may itself be inspired by something real, something repeatedly encountered but never fully understood. Even among scientists, opinions differ. Some physicists acknowledge that nothing in known physics strictly forbids advanced civilizations from reaching Earth. A society millions of years older than ours might possess technology far beyond our comprehension. What seems impossible to us could be routine to them. History reminds us that technological gaps can be vast. A smartphone would appear magical to someone living 1,000 years ago. Could we be in the same position, observers of technology so advanced it feels supernatural? Others remain cautious. Extraordinary claims demand extraordinary evidence. And so far, no physical proof, no verified materials, no confirmed biological samples has survived scientific scrutiny. Yet the mystery persists. Perhaps the greatest challenge is not whether alien life exists, but whether humans are capable of recognizing it. Our expectations shape our interpretations. We search for familiar shapes, familiar intentions, familiar logic. But what if intelligence elsewhere follows entirely different rules? The universe is ancient. It contains billions of galaxies, each holding billions of stars, many of them surrounded by planets. Statistically, it seems unlikely that life would emerge only once. If life is common, intelligence may be as well. And if intelligence arises, curiosity often follows. Which brings us back to the unsettling possibility. If someone else is out there, why wouldn't they look? If intelligent beings exist beyond Earth, The next question is not if they exist, but where they could come from, and whether reaching us is even possible. The universe is not just large. It is unimaginably vast. Distances between stars are so extreme that ordinary measurements lose meaning. Astronomers use light years to describe separation in space. The distance light travels in a single year. Light, the fastest thing known to physics, moves at nearly 300,000 kilometers per second. Even at that incredible speed, crossing the gulf between stars takes years, decades, or longer. Our nearest stellar neighbor is so far away that a beam of light takes more than 4 years to reach it. Any civilization attempting a journey across such distances would face challenges far beyond anything humanity has solved. According to modern physics, there is a universal speed limit. Nothing carrying mass can travel faster than light. This rule, described by Albert Einstein in the early 20th century, has been tested repeatedly and has never been violated. If it holds absolutely true, then interstellar travel becomes painfully slow, even for advanced civilizations. But physics is not as simple as it first appears. Einstein's later work revealed something strange and counterintuitive. Space and time are not fixed backgrounds. They are flexible, dynamic, and responsive to energy and mass. Massive objects bend space. Motion alters time, and under extreme conditions, the structure of reality itself may behave in unexpected ways. This realization opened the door to radical ideas. Instead of moving through space faster, what if space itself could be manipulated? If distances could be shortened, folded, or distorted, a traveler might cross vast regions of the cosmos without technically breaking the speed limit. One theoretical concept proposes the existence of tunnels in space-time, pathways connecting distant points like shortcuts through reality. These structures, often called wormholes, would allow a traveler to step across the galaxy in a fraction of the time light would take along the normal route. Another idea suggests compressing space in front of a vessel while expanding it behind, effectively allowing the universe itself to carry the craft forward. In this scenario, the ship remains stationary relative to its local space, while space moves around it. Such concepts sound like fantasy, yet mathematics does not entirely forbid them. The problem lies in energy. Manipulating space-time on this scale would require forces comparable to those found near stars or black holes. For human technology, this is far beyond reach. But for a civilization that has mastered its planet, its star, or even entire star systems, such energy demands might be manageable. To better understand this, scientists classify civilizations by how much energy they can control. A young civilization relies on basic resources like fossil fuels and limited renewable power. More advanced societies harness all available energy on their planet: oceans, atmosphere, and geology. Beyond that, a civilization may tap directly into the power of its star. At the highest level, an advanced species could manipulate the energy of entire galaxies. Humanity does not yet qualify for the first of these categories. If a civilization millions of years older exists somewhere in the universe, its technological capabilities could be indistinguishable from magic by our standards. Travel that seems impossible to us may be routine to them. But even if such travel is achievable, reaching Earth would still pose enormous risks. High-speed arrival into a planet's atmosphere creates extreme heat. Without protection, any object would burn up long before landing. Radiation, gravitational differences, and unfamiliar chemical environments add further danger. A visiting civilization would need precise control, advanced shielding, and deep understanding of planetary conditions. These risks raise an important question. If aliens can travel such vast distances, would they come in person at all? Perhaps physical visitors are unnecessary. Advanced societies might prefer exploration through machines, autonomous probes, artificial intelligence, or microscopic explorers capable of self-replication. Such tools could survey entire star systems without risking biological life. If so, signs of extraterrestrial visitation might not appear as towering beings or massive ships, but as subtle anomalies, small, silent, and easily overlooked, which leads to a disturbing thought. What if the evidence we expect is not the evidence we should be looking for? Reaching Earth would be an extraordinary achievement. Surviving Earth, however, might be something else entirely. From a distance, our planet appears calm and inviting. Blue oceans, white clouds, and a life-supporting atmosphere suggest safety. But for any visitor not shaped by Earth's evolution, this world could be one of the most dangerous environments imaginable. The first obstacle is the atmosphere itself. As any object enters Earth's skies at high speed, it collides with air molecules, generating intense heat. This friction is powerful enough to incinerate most meteors before they ever reach the ground. Human spacecraft rely on carefully engineered heat shields to survive this fiery descent. Without such protection, even advanced technology would be destroyed in seconds. A visiting intelligence would need to slow down long before arrival, carefully managing energy and velocity to avoid catastrophic failure. Precision would be essential. A single miscalculation could turn a historic first contact into debris scattered across the sky. Assuming a safe landing, the dangers would only increase. The air we breathe, oxygen, is vital to life on Earth. But oxygen is also chemically aggressive. It reacts easily, damages tissues, and corrodes materials. Life here survives only because it evolved complex biological systems to control and neutralize its effects. For organisms from another world, oxygen could act as a toxin. Their home planet might rely on entirely different gases, pressures, or temperatures. Even trace exposure to Earth's atmosphere could be lethal. Any visitors would likely remain sealed inside protective environments, unable to interact directly with the surface without advanced life support systems. Then there's radiation. Earth's sun provides energy that sustains life, but its ultraviolet rays can damage DNA, cause mutations, and destroy cells. Humans have developed natural pigmentation, repair mechanisms, and cultural adaptations to limit exposure. Visitors from another star might find our sunlight blinding or deadly without shielding. Gravity presents yet another challenge. Life on Earth evolved under a constant gravitational pull. Our muscles, bones, and circulatory systems are built for it. A species from a smaller planet with weaker gravity might find Earth's pull crushing. Movement could become exhausting. Structural support might fail. Even standing upright could be difficult. Conversely, visitors from a high-gravity world might move with surprising strength and resilience, but they too would face unfamiliar stresses on their biology. And perhaps the most unpredictable danger of all lies at the microscopic level. Earth is alive with bacteria, viruses, and microorganisms. Most are harmless to humans. Many are beneficial. But for an alien organism with no evolutionary history alongside them, these microbes could be devastating. History offers a sobering parallel. When isolated human populations encountered foreign explorers, disease often proved deadlier than weapons. Entire civilizations collapsed, not from conquest, but from invisible infections their bodies had no defense against. The same risk would apply to extraterrestrial visitors. Likewise, alien microbes could pose a threat to Earth. Even a harmless organism from another biosphere might disrupt ecosystems, overwhelm immune systems, or alter environments in unpredictable ways. For this reason, modern space agencies take extreme precautions to avoid contaminating other worlds and to prevent contamination from space. A truly advanced civilization would likely understand these risks. Rather than stepping onto Earth's surface, they might observe from a distance. Or they might send intermediaries, machines, probes, or artificial entities designed to withstand hostile conditions. This possibility reshapes how we think about reported encounters. If extraterrestrials have visited Earth, direct physical contact may be rare or impossible. Interactions might occur through controlled environments, remote interfaces, or experiences shaped by human perception rather than physical presence. Which raises an unsettling question. If visitors cannot safely walk among us, Why do so many people believe they already have? For those who claim to have encountered extraterrestrials, the experience feels completely real. Not symbolic, not imagined. Real. Many describe waking in the night, unable to move, aware of a presence in the room. Others recall being taken to unfamiliar places, examined by non-human beings, and returned with fragmented memories. Some speak of implants, missing time, or physical marks that appear without explanation. What makes these stories so compelling is not just their detail, but their emotional intensity. Fear, confusion, helplessness, awe. These are not casual fantasies. They feel lived. Yet, when investigated, such encounters almost never leave behind physical proof. This has led many scientists to look not toward the stars, but inward, toward the human brain. The brain is not a passive recorder of reality. It is an active interpreter, constantly constructing meaning from incomplete information. Under certain conditions, it can generate vivid perceptions that feel external, intentional, and overwhelming. One such condition is sleep paralysis. During sleep, the body naturally shuts down movement to prevent acting out dreams. Occasionally, the mind wakes before the body does. The result is paralysis, often accompanied by hallucinations and a powerful sense of presence. Throughout history, people experiencing this phenomenon have reported demons, spirits, angels, and in modern times, aliens. The details change. The structure remains. Psychological stress, trauma, and anxiety can intensify these experiences, making them recur and imprint deeply into memory. Once formed, the memory feels no less real than any waking experience. But there may be more than psychology involved. Some researchers propose that environmental factors can directly influence the brain. Fluctuations in electromagnetic fields, produced by solar activity, seismic stress in the Earth's crust, or even man-made sources, may subtly interfere with neural function. Under these conditions, certain regions of the brain may become overstimulated, producing sensations of presence, fear, or transcendence. The mind attempts to explain the sensation using familiar cultural imagery. In earlier centuries, these experiences were interpreted as divine visions or demonic attacks. Today, in an age shaped by space exploration and science fiction, the imagery becomes extraterrestrial. This does not mean the experiencers are lying. On the contrary, many are deeply shaken, confused, and reluctant to speak. The experience feels imposed upon them, not imagined. Their certainty is genuine, even if the source is internal. Experiments conducted in controlled environments have shown that it is possible to induce sensations remarkably similar to reported alien encounters. Subjects exposed to specific patterns of electromagnetic stimulation often describe intense fear, a sense of being watched, or the feeling that something non-human is nearby. The descriptions vary, but the core experience is strikingly consistent. This suggests that the human brain may be wired to perceive others under certain conditions. A built-in mechanism for detecting presence, useful for survival, may misfire, creating experiences that feel external but originate within. Yet this explanation raises a troubling thought. If the brain can so convincingly fabricate an encounter, how can we be certain it hasn't also filtered out something real? After all, perception is not perfect. It is selective, biased, and shaped by expectation. If an encounter does not fit our understanding of reality, the mind may reinterpret or suppress it entirely. The absence of evidence does not always mean the absence of an event, which leaves us suspended between two possibilities. Either alien encounters are projections of a human mind, expressions of fear, curiosity, and culture, or the human mind itself is being used as the interface. Here we go. For decades, humanity has searched the skies, not for shapes or shadows, but for meaning. If intelligent life exists beyond Earth, it may choose not to visit physically at all. Distance, danger, and indifference could make direct contact unnecessary. Instead, communication, if it happens, might come in the form of signals. This idea led to one of the longest scientific efforts in modern history, the systematic listening for extraterrestrial intelligence. Powerful radio telescopes scan the universe, monitoring stars and galaxies for patterns that cannot be explained by natural processes. Random cosmic noise fills the sky, but within that chaos, scientists search for order, repetition, structure, intention. Technology leaves fingerprints. A signal carrying information must obey mathematical rules. It must contain structure. It must demonstrate dependency between its components. Using principles of information theory, researchers can distinguish between natural cosmic phenomena and something deliberately constructed. So far, the universe has remained silent. No confirmed message. No undeniable transmission. No clear greeting from another mind. But silence itself can have many meanings. An advanced civilization might use communication methods beyond our detection. They may transmit in ways we do not yet understand, or choose not to transmit at all. They may observe quietly, waiting for signs that a young civilization has matured enough to listen. Or they may already be here, hidden in plain sight. Some scientists suggest that if extraterrestrial intelligence has visited Earth, it may not have arrived recently. It could have come billions of years ago, long before humans existed. Instead of landing ships, it may have delivered something far smaller. Life itself. There's a theory that the earliest organisms on Earth did not originate here. Microbial life may have traveled between planets inside rocks ejected by massive impacts. Shielded from radiation and vacuum, these microscopic passengers could survive interplanetary journeys. When such a rock eventually collided with Earth, life may have taken hold. If this is true, then biology on Earth is not purely terrestrial. The most alien entities may not be visitors from the sky, but the cells inside our bodies. Every living thing, plants, animals, humans, could trace its ancestry to another world. In that sense, the search for aliens becomes something far more intimate. We're not waiting for them. We are examining ourselves. This perspective changes everything. UFO sightings may be misinterpretations. Abduction experiences may be neurological events shaped by culture. Radio silence may be intentional or irrelevant. The universe may not be filled with travelers crossing the stars, but with life spreading quietly, patiently, over unimaginable timescales. And yet, none of this fully closes the question. The universe is still vast. Human knowledge is still limited, and curiosity remains unstoppable. Whether aliens are distant observers, ancient ancestors, silent neighbors, or reflections of our own minds, one truth endures. The mystery is not solved. It is only better defined. Even as humanity probes the cosmos, the question of who or what might be watching remains. Every night, countless planets drift silently around distant stars, unseen and untouched. Among them, intelligent life could be observing, recording, or studying our world without ever revealing itself. If so, their methods may be beyond imagination. Perhaps they exist in forms too subtle, too small, or too different for human senses to perceive. Perhaps their perception does not rely on sight, sound, or touch, but entirely on physics, chemistry, or signals we cannot yet comprehend. This raises an unsettling idea. Advanced civilizations may already be present in our solar system, or even on Earth itself, without leaving traces that we can detect. It is conceivable that tiny probes, no larger than a speck of dust, traverse our atmosphere and oceans, analyzing, monitoring, and adapting. Nanotechnology, self-replicating machines, and artificial intelligence could explore galaxies more efficiently than biological life ever could. In such a scenario, the classic image of aliens descending in gleaming ships might be entirely irrelevant. And yet, humans continue to see patterns in the sky. Lights, shapes, and movements that defy conventional explanation. To some, these sightings are proof of visitation. To others, they are reflections of the mind, a way the human brain processes the unknown. Cultural expectations, fear, excitement, and imagination all play a role. Still, the possibility cannot be dismissed entirely. Even if extraterrestrials are not physically present, the faintest signals could reach us. Electromagnetic waves, laser pulses, or quantum entanglements, forms of communication undetectable by current instruments, might already be passing through our solar system, unnoticed. Every attempt to capture a message is a test of our own technological maturity. Perhaps the universe has been talking to us all along, and we have only just begun to listen. Meanwhile, Earth itself may be a living laboratory, a petri dish in the cosmic expanse. Life here adapts, evolves, and survives against incredible odds. Extremophiles, organisms thriving in boiling acid, frozen deserts, and deep-sea vents, demonstrate that life is resilient beyond imagination. If other planets harbor similar conditions, life could be flourishing there as well, developing in ways that are alien not just to us, but to our concept of life entirely. In the grand scheme, the distinction between alien and familiar begins to blur. Are we searching for beings like ourselves, or for something incomprehensibly different? Are we waiting for a visitor in the sky, or looking for the traces left behind long ago? The paradox is profound. In seeking others, we may discover truths about ourselves. Life, intelligence, curiosity, and survival are universal threads, whether they unfold on Earth, Mars, or in distant galaxies. And so humanity continues to look up, scanning the skies, sending probes into the void, listening for whispers across light years, and wondering if one day we might finally hear an answer or realize that we have already been part of the conversation all along. The universe is silent, and yet it is full of possibility. Even if an alien civilization manages to reach our solar system or send signals across the void, the next challenge may be the hardest of all: communication. Humans often assume that intelligence looks, sounds, and thinks as we do, but the universe offers no such guarantees. An extraterrestrial mind might perceive reality in dimensions we cannot sense, or interpret signals through channels entirely foreign to human biology. Language itself, a structure so central to human society, might be meaningless to them. To bridge this gap, scientists have begun studying communication in ways that go beyond mere words. They analyze patterns in nature, the behaviors of animals, and the mathematics of information itself. By quantifying complexity and interdependence, researchers hope to distinguish meaningful signals from random noise. On Earth, some species already offer remarkable insights. Dolphins use intricate sequences of clicks and whistles. Their communication shows clear syntax and variation. Certain birds and primates transmit structured messages within their social groups. Even whales, moving across vast oceans, demonstrate levels of linguistic sophistication that rival or surpass humans in some ways. If intelligence can exist in such diverse forms on our own planet, imagine the possibilities elsewhere. Alien communication may rely on electromagnetic pulses, chemical signals, pressure waves, or methods we cannot yet detect. They may think in images, in movement, in mathematical structures, or in ways that defy linear logic. For scientists like Lawrence Doyle, the task is to find a universal language of communication itself. Information theory, which measures how predictable and dependent one part of a message is on another, offers a framework. By studying complexity, it may be possible to recognize intention, even if the content remains indecipherable. This raises a striking possibility. Humanity may not be the intended audience for extraterrestrial messages. If aliens assess intelligence not by our standards, but by patterns, abstraction, or symbolic sophistication, they might interact with other species on Earth, or even leave their communications encoded in ways that only the most perceptive life forms can interpret. Perhaps dolphins, whales, or even the collective behavior of microbial communities are the universe's intended recipients. Meanwhile, human culture continues to shape expectations. Movies, books, and popular media construct a familiar image of extraterrestrials, bipedal, humanoid, sometimes menacing, sometimes benevolent. These narratives provide a template that the mind applies when interpreting unexplained phenomena, further complicating the search for truth. Yet, even in the absence of clear signals, the act of listening teaches something essential. It trains us to detect patterns, to question assumptions, and to expand our understanding of intelligence. Each scan of the cosmos, each probe sent into deep space, each experiment in information theory brings humanity closer to grasping the vast possibilities of life beyond Earth. In the end, the challenge is not only to find extraterrestrials, but to learn how to recognize them, and to understand that intelligence may take forms we cannot yet imagine. The search is as much about ourselves as it is about the universe. We may be listening, waiting for a voice from the stars, and in doing so, we are discovering the limits and potential of our own minds. If extraterrestrial life exists, it may not be distant or abstract. It may already be a part of us. Billions of years ago, Earth was a barren world, bombarded by meteorites and cosmic radiation. Yet life emerged, evolving in astonishing diversity and complexity. One theory suggests that the building blocks, or even the earliest microorganisms, did not originate here. Life may have traveled across space, carried inside rocks ejected from other planets, protected from the void by the hard shell of their cosmic vehicles. This concept, known as panspermia, raises a profound question. What if the ancestors of all life on Earth were not Earthlings at all? What if every cell in our bodies, every microbe in our soil, every organism in the oceans descended from life that began elsewhere in the cosmos? If this is true, then in a very real sense, we are all aliens. Our biology may be the product of distant stars, forged in environments utterly unlike our own. The Earth that nurtured us would simply be the latest stage in a journey that began far beyond our solar system. Professor Chris McKay and other researchers have explored the resilience of microbial life in extreme conditions. Bacteria survive boiling acid, freezing vacuum, and crushing pressure. Experiments firing microbes encased in rock at extreme speeds show that life can endure impacts and travel through space, surviving what would seem to be insurmountable obstacles. If such microscopic life can survive interplanetary journeys, then the universe itself may be teeming with organisms capable of spreading across worlds. From this perspective, alien visitation does not require spacecraft or intelligence. It may have occurred billions of years ago, leaving its mark not as stories or sightings, but as the very life that fills our planet. In that sense, humans and all earthly life are the products of a cosmic voyage, connected to the stars in a way more intimate than any encounter through a telescope or radar could reveal. And yet, the possibility of direct contact remains a tantalizing question. If advanced civilizations exist, capable of traversing the galaxy, what would their goals be? Would they seek communication, exploration, observation, or something entirely incomprehensible to us? Perhaps their presence is subtle, imperceptible, operating at a scale, or through methods beyond our senses. The paradox grows more complex. Some UFO sightings may be misinterpretations of natural or human-made phenomena. Abduction experiences may be manifestations of the brain's response to fear, imagination, and cultural narratives. Electromagnetic fields, sleep paralysis, and stress can all create experiences that feel undeniably real. Yet, even if these events are neurological or psychological, the universe still allows for the possibility that life beyond Earth exists, and that our perception may only capture fragments of reality. Moreover, the search for extraterrestrial intelligence highlights how limited human understanding truly is. We listen for signals in ways we can detect, assuming that other minds think as we do. But intelligence may exist in forms utterly alien. Life that communicates in electromagnetic patterns, chemical pulses, or abstract mathematics. They may not seek us, and they may not recognize us. Perhaps our search is guided more by human expectations than by the universe's intentions. And yet, humanity continues to look up, to send probes beyond the solar system, to study exoplanets, and to imagine the unimaginable. In doing so, we confront not only the possibility of alien life, but also the nature of our own existence. Are we observers, participants, or descendants of a far older cosmic process? Could every life form on this planet carry the legacy of other worlds? The question lingers. If we're the aliens, what does that imply about the universe? If life spreads naturally, patiently, over unimaginable distances and time, then perhaps contact is inevitable, not through ships or probes, but through the slow evolution of life itself. Perhaps Earth has always been part of an interstellar story that we are only beginning to comprehend. And still, the mystery remains open. The cosmos offers no answers, only possibilities. Signals may come, visitors may arrive, or perhaps life itself is the only message we will ever need to find. For now, we wait, we search, we wonder, and we continue to ask the questions that have driven humanity since it first looked to the stars. Who is out there, and what is our place in this vast, silent universe?